With each novel I've written, I can say without any hesitation that none of them has ended up the way I thought it would in the beginning.
The following excerpt is from the opening paragraph of the novel, The Music of Chance. For 1 whole year, he did nothing but drive, traveling back and forth across America as he waited for the money to run out. He hadn't expected it to go on that long, but one thing kept leading to another, and by the time Nashe understood what was happening to him, he was past the point of wanting it to end. 3 days into the 13th month, he met up with the kid who called himself Jackpot. It was one of those random, accidental encounters that seemed to materialize out of thin air. The same can be said about the movie The Music of Chance. I encountered it randomly, and boy, am I glad I did. It's hard to picture nowadays, but at one time, Mandy Patinkin and James Spader were suave, clean-cut leading men. As opposed to eccentric, crazy uncle type leading men.
So that's acting. I'm acting.
The Music of Chance was directed by Haas, who co-wrote the screenplay with his wife Belinda. The original novel of the same name was written by Paul Auster.
This book evolved in a very organic way. I had the beginning in my head, but then as I began writing, more ideas came to me about how to continue the book.
Like many film noir fables, the story begins on one of those normal days where everything seems to be in its right place. Mandy Patinkin plays Nashe, a man on the run from his former life, with no particular plans in place. His money is starting to run dry when fate delivers him a vagabond named Jack Pozzi. He's a poker player who's quite literally on the run too.
You need any help?
With this role, James Spader shows yet again what a great actor he is. It's also one of the only times he sports a mustache, possibly taking a cue from Kevin Kline.
No!
Pozzi gripes about how he recently got robbed and is now unable to afford the buy-in to a good card game versus a couple of rich old suckers.
I checked these two guys out. Met them last month in Atlantic City. There's a game I sometimes go to down there, and they sat in for a while. I never saw such stupid betting in my entire life. It was like playing with Laurel and Hardy.
This piques Nashe's interest.
You need $10,000 to play cards. What if I knew someone who'd be willing to put up the money for you?
And together they devise a plan to fleece the old men in a rematch.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to come out on top. It's like a law of nature.
Well, let's just hope tomorrow's one of those 9 times.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to kill those suckers. I guarantee it. They're not half as good as you are. You saw what I just did to you.
The old men are played by Charles Durning and Joel Grey with devilish charm.
Let me tell you, there's no better medicine than a friendly card game for sloughing off the cares of a workaday world.
It's very relaxing. It takes your mind off things.
They are bachelors who live alone in a large mansion. They give Pozzi and Nashe a guided tour before getting down to business.
We travel, of course. I collect antiquities, and Willie spends much of his time in here.
Among the old men's prized possessions is a scale model of their estate and its surroundings.
It's called the City of the World. It's only about half finished, but I guess you can get some idea what it's supposed to look like.
And you have to admit, it's amazing. A stupendous achievement.
The card game does not go well for Nashe and Pozzi.
All right, well, let's see what you got.
I have these 2 8s, and I have this 10, and I have this other 10, and I have this third 8.
A full house! What can you do to answer that, Jack?
Not a thing.
They gamble away all of their bankroll and then some,
Straight to the 5.
leading their once genial host to a cold proposition.
I think we have a dilemma here.
The men must work away their debt before they are allowed to leave.
I think we should get down to brass tacks.
The specifics. Hourly wage, living quarters, food, the practical details.
You can live right out there in the meadow. There's a trailer already on the premises.
You're crazy, aren't you?
Look, I've lost everything. My car, all my money. Staying here working off the debt, that doesn't seem like such a bad option.
What starts out as a straightforward parable ventures into downright surreal territory as they become prisoners.
Can you add a portable radio tape player to the list?
Can do.
Deck of cards, today's paper, a calendar, and this month's penthouse.
Their mysterious assignment is to build an enormous stone wall in the backyard meadow.
Digging time.
They are watched over by Calvin Merks, a tough yet affable foreman with an acerbic sense of humor. He's also very irritating.
It's not level there, young man. Go back and do that again.
It's level enough.
No, it ain't. Make sure you pull those weeds out, too.
Character actor M. Emmett Walsh kills it in this role.
How come you get to stand there with your goddamn hands in your pockets while we're busting our dicks in this dung heap, huh?
Because you play cards and I don't.
Over time, Nashe and Pozzi grow somewhat accustomed to their indentured servitude, yet always struggling between acceptance and denial.
You're a creep, mister, you know that? You and your little friend are both creeps. You're gonna pay for what you did to me.
Come on, Jack, let's head back to the trailer. We'll get some sleep, huh?
Yeah.
There appears to be no end in sight.
What's this supposed to be?
The boss's figures.
All these things were supposed to be included.
Maybe so. But if you look at the contract, there's no mention of food. Lodging, yes.
This is a dark and dirty thing, Calvin.
In Greek mythology, the god Zeus punished Sisyphus, the deceitful king of Corinth, by forcing him to push a boulder up a hill over and over again for eternity. This wall could be their boulder. Are Nashe and Pozzi being made to pay for their greed and poor life choices by some otherworldly force?
What do you take me for? I'm a professional card player.
Or is it merely chance?
Ah.
There are big questions in the music of chance, and the answers are elusive.
Look at this. Our two little friends.
Where the hell they come from?
What do you think? Excuse me, gentlemen, I'm going to the bathroom.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode without Rod Serling's helpful summation.
It pops in your head to steal a chunk of the model? Why'd you do a crazy thing like that? We had everything in harmony. We'd come to the point where everything was turning into music for us, and you have to go upstairs and smash all the instruments.
The music of chance toes the thin line between fortuity and misfortune.
You tampered with the universe, my friend, and when some man does that, he's got to pay the price. I'm just sorry I got to pay with you.
Happenstance versus fate.
I was on the road for 13 months in all. I covered just about the whole of the United States. The feeling you get when you're going fast along an empty highway and everything is flashing past. Nothing to hold you back or weigh you down. When I was driving, nothing could hurt me anymore.
And you met me.
And then I met you.
Were these men supposed to meet? Did they make a deal with the devil? What happens when you tamper with the universe?
Bill has the Midas touch.
No matter what we do, it seems to turn out right.
The questions go on and on.
It's as if God had singled us out from other men.
God has nothing to do with it.
I don't care what you call it, God or luck or harmony. All comes down to the same bullshit.
Author Paul Auster would go on to write the movies Smoke and its sequel, Blue in the Face. They both received far more attention and acclaim than the music of chance.
Exactly.
Judging by its trailer, I don't think production company Transatlantic knew what to do with it.
Two total strangers.
Pick you up on the road, you look half dead, you tell me this wild story. Why the hell should I believe a word of it?
Destiny drew them together.
I gotta see what you can do with my own eyes.
Together, they'll discover that life is a game of chance. A dark tale of destiny and revenge. A film by Philip Haas. The music of chance.
Audiences expecting a standard action thriller would be sorely disappointed. Not that anyone was given a chance to see it anyway. It opened in one theater at number 18 in June 1993, and it would go on to gross less than $1 million before disappearing into obscurity. The music of chance really did materialize out of thin air for me. It was very hard to find for many years. I first came across a low-quality full-screen DVD of the movie, and that's how I watched it.
You're not serious, are you?
It only recently became available on Blu-ray and streaming sites. In fact, when I first started this video, I was cutting low-resolution clips together from the DVD.
You gotta be shitting me.
Which I've since happily replaced with the 1080p version. I'm glad this rare film is now a little less rare.
You tampered with the universe, my friend, and once a man does that, he's got to pay the price. I'm just sorry I got to pay with you.